Hey guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. We're going to do just a quick update today on Matterport. There was a surprise event, at least a surprise to me, that took place on February 1st, 2022. I was made aware of this by one of our viewers, Richard's Piano, who pointed this out, and I have started looking into it. I want to make sure you all are aware of it because it could affect the very near-term price of Matterport stock. Let's talk about this. All right, on February 1st, Matterport filed two documents with the SEC. We're going to click on the 8K, and what we see here is a surprise, at least to me. It says that according to the previous agreement and plan of the merger from Gores and Matterport, that each of the triggering events as defined in the merger agreement occurred as of January 18th, 2022. The company expects to issue an aggregate of almost 24 million shares of Class A common stock to eligible recipients on February 1st, 2022. Now let's just remind ourselves of what this triggering event was. They're called earnout shares. I'm going to take you back to the company's SEC filing from August of 2021 in regard to the earnout shares. Again, almost 24 million shares of Class A stock. And this is what it says in terms of the earnout period. It says that a certain threshold specified for each tranche in the merger agreement. There are a number of tranches depending on the stock price. A certain number of earnout shares will be issued. So that's what it's talking about with the tranche. Certain threshold specified for such tranche in the merger of agreement for a period of at least 10 out of 30 consecutive trading days. Here it comes, during the period beginning. This is the important part. I made sure I clarified this in my last video because I had this actually wrong. Two listeners pointed that out to me. The period beginning on the 180th day following the closing and ending on the 5th anniversary of such date. To me, that says the earnout period begins on the 180th day, which I calculated as January 18th, and continues on for 5 years. If any of those earnout thresholds are met, then those earnout shares are issued. Now we're going to skip back to this filing from February 1st. So the company says that they expect to issue an aggregate of almost 24 million shares of Class A common stock to the eligible recipients on February 1st, 2022. The triggering events occurred by virtue of the daily volume-weighted average price of the Class A common stock having been greater than each of the thresholds set forth in the merger agreement for at least 10 trading days out of 30 consecutive trading days, ending, keyword ending, on January 14th, 2022. So that is in clear contradistinction to what they filed with the SEC earlier. So I have sent a message to Matterport Investor Relations regarding this. Richard's Piano has also sent a similar message to Investor Relations asking them to clarify this. So let's just take a quick peek at what has been going on with Matterport stock because this part is not too alarming here. What we're going to see is I'm going to go back to a video that I made on January 17th where I have a picture of what was happening with Matterport stock as of that date. The shares outstanding were 251 million and the float was 165 million essentially. Now we fast forward to today, February 3rd, and what we will see is that the total shares outstanding are 260 million versus 251 million, and the float has gone up significantly. That's now up to 184 million shares. So the float has gone up about 20 million while the total shares outstanding have gone up about 9 million. Now we're going to keep in mind that there were shares being issued to warrant holders that finished on January 14th, and so some of that may be accounted for here in this shares outstanding going up by the roughly 9 million shares. Now in terms of the float going up, a lot of that can be just insiders who had their shares locked up. Now those shares are available on the float. So this isn't as bad as it could have been. Certainly there have not been 24 million shares added to the shares outstanding at this point. Now I have sent a message over to Matterport Investor Relations inquiring about this and asking them to clarify. Richard's Piano has also sent a message to Matterport Investor Relations, but I needed to make sure that you all were aware of this because should those 24 million shares of earnout shares suddenly get issued, that is going to, number one, increase the float. Number two, it's going to increase the total number of shares outstanding, and all of that is going to dilute your shares of stock in Matterport. If you're looking to buy more, hey, that's great because the price will probably keep going down. Should I get a reply back from Matterport regarding this, I will let you all know what they have to say about it. But just keep this in mind. Myself, I'm going to hold off on buying more Matterport. I bought some yesterday, but I'm going to be curious to see whether these earnout shares actually get issued. Please share this information with a young person in your life. Definitely share it with Matterport investors that you may know of. And until next time, enjoy your investing.